on the local scene until his appointment as the head coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko in 2012, after he led Ghana to pick bronze at the Women's Under-17 World Cup in Azerbaijan. He has been the head coach of the Ghana Under-20 side in 2018, and he has coached virtually almost all the female national teams in Ghana. A lot of Ghanaians do not know how he began his coaching career. Today, we have one of the most important football personalities when it comes to coaching to tell us more about himself and his experience in the industry. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly. When we return, I will introduce to you my guests and then we get talking. Today with me is the former head coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, former head coach of the Black Queens, former head coach of the Black Princesses, former head coach of the Black Maidens, and now he is a member of the technical team of SCC Norgeland in Denmark. With me today is Coach Didi Dramani. Coach, good day.
Sheikh, good day.
Welcome back to Ghana.
Alhamdulillah, thanks.
Didi was a footballer. We have people that you played with, but still, Ghanaians only know you if we consider you as a coach in Ghana. A lot of Ghanaians know you with a description of a coach. How did your playing career start to the time you became a coach?
I think those times I started playing for the Premiership in 1985, and I think that for us, my age was rather increased, but today they rather decreased the age. My age was increased in order to have the opportunity of playing with the elite because I was very young. And you know what? The one who identified me as a talent was Mr. Antonio Dusay. He was then the regional coach of the Northern region, and again the head coach of Tamale United. So I played for my childhood. I started in Bolga. I played for Soccer Masters. You heard of Abu Watanda Seydou?
Yes.
He played for RTU and House of Folk and later played for Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
We played together.
Okay.
Growing up. And then, you know, a civil servant's son, we keep traveling across the country. So we were in Tamale with my family, and then I joined a club that was closer to my house, Tamale House Babies. Because I'm a houseboy. I have to be in the house, and then I need to be with the club that is very closer so that I can always help in the house and then still have the opportunity of going for my training sessions. So I joined Tamale House Babies. And so after 2 years, then I had the opportunity to be identified by this brain of a coach, Antonio Dusay. And he said, no, you are good enough to play in RTU. But I thought I was very young. How can I play with Tanko Jetuma and play for that day, you know, and others? And that was in 84-85 season. So he invited me to come to their training ground. I went once and I started playing truants because I thought that I was playing with older guys. I was very young. I thought I was playing with older guys, and then, but he thought I was good enough. And at that time I was 15. So you can imagine, but he said, no, you have to, you can play.
Yeah.
So I was registered as an under-20 player. That was the year the youth team was introduced in our league, the under-20s. And my other contemporaries were Michael Osei, Thomas Boachi, Joe Debra, Abladi Kuma.
Michael Osei, who later became Kotoko.
Yes. He was with Kotoko, and then Ebenezer Dubati, Aguazi, you know, and others. They were with House of Folk, and then Benaji, they were my peers at that time. And so Siki at that time was also with Okau, you know, as playing in the under. So we knew of course, and then there was one guy we called Egbese. He played for Kumapin Stars, and then he played for Kotoko, Dewu, and came to House of Folk, and then he played for Kotoko also. These were all, colleagues, so we knew ourselves very well. And Antonio Sekojo of Kotoko at that time. And so those times you could play in the under-20s and then still you go and sit on the bench of the senior side.
Sure.
So to understudy there. And then after my second year, I started playing with the first team, and then because it was converted into the reserve league, so I started playing for the first team. And then the under-20s was squashed at that time because of I'm sure the financial burden put on club. But I think that it really gave us the opportunity to learn from the older one. Because we played with Momecho, Karimu Starboy. Starboy, for instance, I played with him at that time. They were very older, but I came to meet them. Mumin Gamel and others, I came to meet them. Then I played until 98. When I thought that no, I needed to go back to school. But it was difficult to disclose this, but I had just thought about it that I need to go to school. So there was this national gala here. Then I just vacated dwarfs and then joined RTU. So Nana Batla asked that they should call me and then Alassane. We had Alassane Mojeli. We were all from Tamale and then we were all in dwarfs. The two of us left. So he called us to his home. We went to his home and then he asked why, and I just said I just wanted to go back to Tamale. And then he didn't say anything, and then that was it. So I signed for 2 years, from 99 to 2000. So I played in the 99 league again for RTU. I think the highest we got was where the runners up in the FA Cup. We played against Kotoko here. But I realized that my peers were not around again. I was playing with Hamza Mohammed and Co. And at that time when I was then the captain before, there were young guys around the stadium and sometimes when we don't have good numbers, then the coach Okwai would just invite them to come, and then I just thought that no, it was time to give these young ones the opportunity to move ahead. And so we went on the preseason, and then Papa Tiem was the coach. And then that preseason, I just told them that I want to play again. They were surprised. After once he got into the second season, I said, I've decided not to play football again. Why? I said, there were explanations best to me. And so that was how I stopped. And then I went back to the school to try to be more adapted to learning again, and then try to go to the university. So I bought the forms, and then that was in 2001. Then I enrolled in EEW to do health, physical education, recreation, and sports. And so in that year, in 99, I started doing unorganized coaching. I was a trainer because I was not professionally trained.
If you are just connecting, this is FMIG TV. My name is Sheikh Tophic Sienu, and I have the singular honor to be interviewing an experienced coach, Coach Didi Dramani. And I think you've heard him. He's told us all how he became a coach and other stuff. Now, let's find out. In 2012, you were appointed the head coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko after the bronze winning feat with the national under-17 female team in Azerbaijan. When you were coming to Kotoko, what were your personal expectations?
I think that I had the opportunity because I thought there was a need for me to grow up into the coaching front early enough. From 2001, I started organizing my community. Each time there was a community game, I started, bringing my influence into putting. Sometimes even playing. I play and then still organize them with Sheila Lassan, Sheila Iliasu and others. I put them together. I was handling Sheila Iliasu before he had a breakthrough to King Faisal and yes, so I was doing this unprofessionally. but I had that passion to put them together. After the 2002 course, I did so well, you know, from all the courses, because these courses were organized throughout the country. So I was identified as one of the as the best, you know, coach within this grassroots level. I was a grassroots coach. So it gave me the opportunity to do other courses. So anytime there was a course for the elite, I was part of it.
Okay.
With Hebetado, Bashir Hayford and others, you know, there were courses coming up and then I was always involved. The first line C course, you know, came up, I was part of it. The high level course came, I was part of it. I was always part of these courses growing up. So I was being prepared into this, you know, front because of my exploits. And then, you know, Ben Kofi and others, they had this vision to know that this guy will get in here. So I was identified just when I was mourning my late dad in 2008. I had an appointment to be the assistant coach at the Black Queens level to assist me. You can understand somebody who identified me. Sure. Now I'm working under him again. I learned a lot from him. That is why I think that many of our coaches need to learn how to become assistant coaches. It's not easy, but you need to put yourself into it and know that you are an assistant coach with a broad mindset. But I did this and then he supported me a lot. So in 2008, I had the opportunity of doing the DFP, you know, course in Germany with Maxwell, with Tanko, Brian Tanko of UDF, formerly of UDF now, formerly of EW, now with UDS, and then Ben Foko. So 4 of us were identified and then we embarked on the course in Germany, in Cologne. So the follow-up course was in 2009. We went again to do the A. So doing this, I was building my capacity and then there were other courses, CAF course, all the CAF courses that came up. I went into it. And in 2010, I was identified to go to do I was nominated to do the CAF instructorship course. So I did all the instructorship course until I was confirmed as an elite instructor and an assessor. So I could instruct and again assess courses. And then you saw, you know, all there have been so many coaches that I brought up in terms of this. And apart from that, I was doing other programs to try to elevate myself.
So your appointment or your
you know, the point I'm trying to put here was that even though I was not coaching in the Premiership, for me it was not a worry.
Okay.
I knew how I had prepared myself. You know, I had RTU, but I never had taste that. All that the mindset I had was that coaching is not about getting a big club to coach. I coach in the community level, I coach at the school level, and I coach at the grassroots level, and I try to put in place a club. Guam United, I did it by myself and then brought Jaula in to take it. And my interest was not on how am I going to make money out of it. No, that was not my interest. My interest was that I needed subjects to be before me and I can use them to develop.
Of course.
So I had so many players. House of Oak Kent, a player who has been invited to the Blasters, Mohamed Alassan, they are all my products. You know, Issa Yakubu, you know, Seydou Salifu, Kwame Aban, there are so many of them.
Oh, okay.
So many of them that I cannot even, you know.
Remember.
The scouts, Andy, he called me that he was coming to do scouting. So I identified 4 boys and I told these boys can be fine. And I was to travel with Guam United to Accra. So he came and then I introduced the boys to him and then I left. Because I didn't want to influence. In coaching, when we say influence means that I give the players to him, they are in a talent identification program. Then I'm sitting with him and then I'll be talking. I will say, oh, the boy is good. What am I doing? I'm influencing him.
Of course.
I need to leave him to use his own, to think about, because maybe he had set a criteria for that. So I told him, oh, no, I will not be. He said, I said, no, I will not be there. I'm traveling. I left him. So he called me and told me that all the boys are good. He's taking all the boys. I said, okay, that's fine. So the boys ended up in Right to Dream, doing well both.
And who are these boys?
These are Mohamed Kadri, Mohamed Zaki.
Kadri Mohamed, is it the Kadri Mohamed who played for Ashgood?
No, not that one. This one is in UK now. I'm sure he's a professional now. And then Mohamed Zaki is in the US. And then we had 2 others. I cannot recall their names again. The one I can't recall. He's a left. He's also in the US. They are all, and so they were doing very well, both academic and then on the field, and then character-wise. Yeah. So they were on me in 2009 that I should just come there and see what these boys are doing. So they invited me one day, and then when I took the boys to them, I went there with a guy. Then the guy visited me in Accra here. So I told him, these people have been inviting me to come. So once we are here, can we go and see the guys? So I told them, oh, today I'm free, if you can come for me. So I asked permission from Edise, and then he asked me to go because we're in camp. Yeah. So I said, no, it's an academy. Let me just prepare 3 training sessions. Maybe they will ask me to coach. Then I prepared, I took my bag, and then I had boots, everything.
You did predictive
course. You know. That's how you have to be. So when we were going in their car, then Tom was talking to me. And then the guy I was moving with, he spoke to me in the Bani that they are interested in you. He said, then I said, oh, how can you just meet somebody today and start, showing interest?
The guy likes you.
Because the way he was talking, he was interviewing me about the game, and I was just speaking. Just as you asked me a question, I was just speaking. Then we got there, and then it rained. Then the rain subsided, and then they said, oh, can you conduct a session with the U12, U14, and then our older? Well, I said, okay, fine. I prepared. Then I told you I prepared training sessions for these 3. They said, who is this person? So I did the sessions, and then they realized I started making some names from these boys that I have never known. So when we finished, they took me in their car. On our way, he continued asking me even about Kumoji, asking me about Bernard Kumoji and others. Then I was talking about general football. Then at the end, the following day, I had a call from them to meet them at a Holiday Inn. Then I told Misoti, I said, how can I go and tell Misoti, say again, I want to ask permission. I had already asked permission and he gave me. He said, oh, but there's nothing wrong that you go and tell him. So I went and asked for permission again, and then I joined them there. They were offering me my first professional contract that I have never seen.
As a coach?
As a coach. And you know something? And then he offered me 10,000. 10,000 in 10,000
cedis?
Yes, 10,000 Ghana cedis. That is 100 million. In 2009. Something just to entice me.
Yes.
And I said, no, I have to speak with Uncle Ben. So he followed up with my contract. And you know where my contract was? My contract was on his pen drive. That I should look at it. Things that I think need to be done, I should correct it. That is the privilege I got from there, and the trust. So I ended up there for 2 years before the 2012. So that was where I met with Siki.
Okay.
So that was how I became very close with Siki, even though we had played in the Ghanaian Premiership together as growing up. So in 2012, we were in camp again when Dr. Sapon called late in the night. I was sleeping and I just heard my phone, then I picked it. They said, is that Didi? I said, yes. Then he said, I want you to coach Kotoko. And I said, yes, that's fine. In my sleep, I just got up and I want you to coach Kotoko. I said, okay, that's fine. If you contract me, that will be fine.
But did you know Dr. Keke Sapon?
No, I just heard about him.
So that was the first time?
Yes, I spoke with him.
Okay.
And then he asked me, do I know? I said, no, I've heard, but I'm in the game. So I'm in the game. I should know the board chairman of Kotoko. So I said, oh, I've heard your name, but we've never met. He said, okay. So and then at that time I was conducting a B license course, where Zito and others were all part of the course, and then George Lamte of Liberty, sure. So many of these they were in the course. And then they came, he and then Mr. Ket Okreku, they came there. And when they came, Ben Kofi and others were all seated, and then I was in front of these coaches. So Uncle Ben called me and said, "It is you they are looking for." And you know how I like my job. I didn't want to leave the group. So he knew I wouldn't like to do that. So he excused and I came. So when I came, I introduced himself. I said, "Oh." Then when he saw me, he saw that he thought he was going to see
a giant,
a big figure, but he just saw a small figure. A small, and I you know, I created a humor. I said, "You are surprised, eh? You were expecting to see a big guy." Eh? I said, "Don't worry." I said there's much in this small figure that you see. So we all laughed over it, and then I left them with Uncle Ben.
Okay.
And joined my group. So he gave me an appointment to meet him at his office. So the next moment I met him there, and then we had a discussion, and then he was impressed with me because he said he had contacted so many coaches. Everybody wanted to think about it, but with me, I just said yes. So that's why I earlier said I never was pushing that premiership. I don't see it to be something too big. It is all about how you prepare yourself for the stage. And I had prepared myself for the stage. So when it came, I just received it.
Still in history, you remain the first and the last coach for Asante Kotoko.
Really? I don't even know. I don't think about this.
Yeah, you are the first and the last coach for Asante Kotoko who has won the double.
Okay, I think
how did you do it? That was in 2014.
It is all about trust. And when you have the trust, the commitment comes. And then you know, and then if you want to bring the trust, commitment, then it is the passion that you carry that brings all these things together. Then you become a professional. You know, even though I tried to be very professional, but I'm very passionate about coaching. I'm very passionate about development of football of Ghana. I'm very passionate about trying to create something. Everything that you followed me a lot, and you know what I stand for. Exactly. I'm very passionate. If I decide to do something, I don't know distraction.
In 2015, Asante Kotoko terminated your contract, and we heard Didi Dramani was sacked. A section of the media also reported mutual termination. A whole lot of adjectives were given to it, and it was as a result.
By that time, would you say I became more popular?
Yeah, it did.
Was I becoming unpopular, or I became more popular?
Well, you had already become popular with winning the league and the FA Cup.
Super.
So possibly you were becoming unpopular because results were not coming in 2015, and it forced that particular decision.
Maybe,
but were you better? Did you feel that I could do it? I needed a little time to settle things, and they didn't give you that time.
But I think I've told you everything. As I'm very passionate about my work and about the development of football, and I'm very committed and keep trust, and I'm a professional. Coming into Kotoko, it was a new environment, right?
Yeah.
The way I handled Kotoko, at that time, the doctor's time, some people thought, and he had very big guys, Kwamba Nwaku and others, you know, when they put one eye here, you think the eye is just here. They still put another eye somewhere. You know, I don't think everybody in that contest thought that Didi is a man. But they realized that Didi was not chasing. Like, he hears about Kotoko are coming for me, then he's crazy, they saw that I was just passionate with my ladies and then getting ready, preparing them. But one good thing that I did with the club was that I prepared.
So it actually means that they spoke to you before you went.
They spoke before the World Cup. Oh. So everything was on paper, and then I thrown them to Tom because I was working with them. But I told them this, and they said they will support me. And so they were dealing with Kotoko, and I wasn't talking to. I would just talk to Doctor. Like when it comes to contract issues, I said just speak with them. So he was also talking with Prof. Kwamba Nwaku, and he was also in London at that time. So they were talking, and then I never spoke about my contract. They saw that I never spoke about money. I just thought that, you know, it was a good ground to showcase something. But I was not so eager for it. I made a team. I came with very few players. But I didn't say the team, I will not work with the team. I work with the team. I try to influence my opinions, in terms of how I train, in terms of, and I never change. Even though they wanted me to be the way they wanted it, no, I never changed.
Is that why some people say that Didi is a difficult coach?
You know, when you are very professional, in our contest, they will say you are difficult. If you are very passionate with what you are doing, they will say you are difficult. But when he gets closer to you, he will get to know that no, you were rather being very professional in doing, because that is my work. I have been trained for it. So if I allow myself to be channeled into a level that is not in line with what I've been trained for, then it means I have lost my direction, and I don't need to lose my direction.
Were you not hurt when you were sacked?
No, I was not hurt because I thought that it was the right moment to go. Because this was the issue. Dr. Sapon brought me, and then he supported me, and then I remember there were times that when you bring me, I'll ask you, what do you want from me? It means there's something that you saw in me.
Yeah.
So if there's something that you saw in me, then you need to be patient and wait till I do it. So I was the only one, may his soul rest in peace, Solama. I used to tell Solama, we win the league. Then the next game we go and draw. Then I'll tell them, we win the league. We are rising up and the others are dropping. He said, how are we going to win the league? We are always drawing. then we go to play a game. We played a game against House of Oak here. And we drew. You remember the Hello equalized?
Sure.
A second half goal in the other goal here. Then we played against Mediama, and then if we had beaten Mediama, then we
rise up.
Then we drew, and then Richard Impo was taken to hostage because he missed a chance against House of Oak here, and then he missed a chance against Mediama, and then it's proclaimed that the next game he shouldn't play. I will listen to you, but I'll do what is relevant. Then I called the player. When I heard he was taking hostage, I called the player and, are you okay? Is everything fine with you? He said, yes. Are you home? He says, fine. I said, I'm coming to your house. Then I go to you. I said, tomorrow morning, I want you to be the first person in training.
So you actually visit your players in
Of course. I'll go to Yaya. Do you know how Yaya went to Amidaus? Because when I was coming to Kotoko, I knew Yaya already when he was playing for RTU. You know, he played for RTU a little. Yaya Mohammed.
Yes.
So I saw him playing and I said, wow, this is a professional. He played as a centre back. I said, wow, this is a professional. Without knowing that he had even played in France at that time.
Yeah.
So I had this, bond with him. So and he used to call me before even I became a coach there. So when he heard I was coming there, he would always come to me during the national team training session in Tema. And I would always be talking to him. But I realized that he had a divided mind. He wanted to go to Asufu, so many things. But I realized that I was the only one who wanted him. Everybody in Kotoko didn't like him at that time. So I told him that, I said, no, Yaya, if you want to go to Asufu, okay, well, I'll support you. Then it didn't work. So I told him that I will give you out to a team. So I spoke with Amidaus through Alaji Lamin. I spoke with Anthony, a local.
Yeah.
And then I said, look, the guy will help you. So I spoke. So always when they play a game, I'll speak with Yaya before the game. After a game, I'll speak with Yaya.
We heard at the point that you could even go to the extent of speaking to the girlfriends.
Of course, their wives and then everything. If they have a domestic issue, they need somebody to intervene. Because I want him to do well on the pitch.
So how do you?
It is an area that a coach need to go beyond. You need to know your player outside the pitch. If you know only your players only on the pitch, then you will not get 100% commitment from the player.
So you go
that trust,
speaking to their wives and girlfriends.
Of course. Look, there are so many of issues that I solve. Yes, issues, impulse issues with the wife, and when I say one or two words, I solve problems. And it's not only one. And these were the things Gideon reflected and said, Coach, you visited me and my wife on a Christmas day that I don't recall.
Didi now coming from Europe, where he is now working, and for the records, he is one of the indigenous Ghanaian coaches who is part of the technical team of a top European side, FC Nordsjælland in Denmark. How is the experience over there?
The experience is a mixture of what is there and then what I took to them. Because I took to them a culture adaptation of trying to know the player not only on the pitch, but trying to know the player off the pitch, and also the relationship between the African player and his integration and adaptation. And I think that Stephen Appiah and then Michael Asia and others, we need to give them great credit for making it big in Europe. And they were able to do that because they were already older. Yeah. Because they were already premier materials here before they left. But these young ones who don't have that opportunity, if they get in there, if they don't have people around them, especially what some of us do there, they really have big challenges because of their integration and then adaptation. Integration of the environment, getting used to the people, living what is in Africa here, and then try to cope with what is there, and not making himself that here I'm a regular player in a House of Folk or Kotoko or Mediama or whatever, but now let me work myself out and get used to what they are doing. If you still want to do what you were doing here, there, it will not work. Even though your good aspects, what I took there is still mine. Yeah. But I'm trying to get what they have, and not to try to impose what I had here. Sure. So when they are talking to me about what I did in Kotoko, I tell them that is past. I want to see what I can be able to do in the future. And
do you see yourself as becoming the head coach of Northland one day in Denmark?
I see myself to become a head coach there, and I see myself to have a challenge of when do I have to bring this knowledge back to Africa in order to, I always, because I'm so passionate about the job, I want us to move. I want Ghana and Africa per se to move from where we are. I think that we are really very far, and I want us to move from the way we go about things, especially even the way we coach. I'm so passionate.
You are and how you want the game to bridge the gap with the European game that you've got the experience. Do you agree with people who say that no, looking at how we are trying to reform football in Ghana, following the Anas expose and how we are trying to restructure football in Ghana, Didi Dramani should be made the technical director of the GFA so that he structures the system for us?
I will not say so. I think that it's a system that will prevail itself. I will not say that, no, give me the chance, let me come and do this. No, I'm not the type who tries to advocate. I'm the type who works for it to come. I have never lobbied into all the national teams that I coach. I didn't lobby into Kotoko, no. I only went, and then the opportunity came, and I did my best and left. And that is why when I was leaving Kotoko, if somebody says, do you have any regrets? I said no. Did you worry? I said no. I said everything that happened there had a cause. Everything that had happened there was a best moment for you to learn, because it's a practical experience. You will never get used to it if it didn't happen. You will never get experience if you never was there when those things happen. So one day, if such things happen, I'm a conflict, resolution expert. So I remember in our team, for instance, when we were playing in the championship. In the championship, you are 6 clubs, and then you play 10 matches. We were not winning games. And then unfortunately, we drew in all the away games, and we're losing home. And I told her, I said, look, it's learning. I said, these young boys, they have never experienced it. I said, when it happens to Barcelona and others, it becomes an issue. They are not able to, you heard what Messi said. Yeah. They are still trying to overcome what happened. Yeah, sure. 2 years ago it happened, and then now it has happened again. They are trying to overcome it. So if it doesn't happen, you will not learn from it. It has to happen before you learn from it. And I said, these young ones are beginning to learn from it. So they will become, mature adults. And they will live and then be better in terms of this. And I said, we are doing well. The performance is good. So we should just wait. The win will come automatically. And last week, you know, the game we won, very important game against FC Copenhagen. They are the league champions, and they had won the league with very good points. And now they were playing the last game away, and they were going to do their coronation that day. You can understand the festivity.
Exactly.
And we beat them 3-1 at their home backyard. How interesting do you think this will be? And these boys were going on vacation. So what do you think these boys would have gone home with? And we have changed the hands. The head coach had been changed. So when the going was becoming tough, what do you think will be going through the minds of the head coach? And then what do you think will be going through the minds of these players? Will the players be saying that no, the other one was better, we're not doing the right? Though he's a new coach, he will try to change things to suit how his belief is. So, but once we're going on, we kept telling the coach that look, we are on course. It's a matter of time. Especially me, keep telling you we are on course. It's a matter of time. So when it really showed, I remember before the game, our analyzer asked me, what do I think Saturday's game? I said, we have nothing to lose. He said, why? I said, we don't have nothing to lose. We have been losing. So when we go and lose again, there's no problem.
And
it's normal. I said, it's normal. We should just relax and play our normal game. If we are winning, it will come, but we are on course. And I said, but we are on course. And it happened. So I don't ask for it. I work and wait for it. And irrespective of me being here or not, I still work for Ghana.
But arguably, if you are talking about coaches with experience, coaches who understand the job from the grassroots level to this level, we cannot mention 2 or 3 without mentioning you. Have you been contacted by the normalization committee in this normalization process?
I think I have not, but I have always been in constant talks with the General Secretary, Acting General Secretary, Asante. I've been in constant talks with the technical director, and then you know how affiliated we are, and I even gave him the opportunity to even come to FC Nordland to see things for himself, how football is being,
So when are you giving me the opportunity to also come?
The opportunity is always open, Tophic. You don't need any invite. The room is ready. Anytime you are ready to come, and many others. I think that you ask yourself, how many people even take the opportunity to say that I'm a coach, I want to go and see offer, I want to go and have 1 week training sessions and then see what is happening there. How many people go to Right to Dream and say that I want to come and just see, how you go about this? But that is how you can upgrade yourself. That is how you learn. I arrived on the 27th, and you know what happened? One of my guys who has my car, Coach Nuru, I called him and I said, and he's coaching a group. I said, when I train tomorrow morning, he said 6:30. I said, well, can you push the training session to 7 o'clock? I tried to give him something in terms of the work. So I said at 7 o'clock, I'll come and conduct a training session with you. Somebody who had just arrived the next morning, if it is somebody, what would he say?
I'll rest.
I went to have a 90-minute session with them. That is how passionate I am, especially with knowledge. I don't want to keep it alone.
We know you have a lot in you that you want to offer Ghana.
Yes.
You want to give back to the country.
Of course, I have to.
Must Ghanaians be proud that in the next year or year and a half, we are going to have an indigenous Ghanaian as the head coach of a top European side?
I don't think there's anybody who will just say, my dream is that in 2 years' time I should be here. My dream is that I should keep working well. And then I will change my dreams into my plans. Then I've made a resolution. Then these plans, I'll be working on these plans. And then surely I will believe that once your plans are in stage and then you are working hard, why not? You should be heading there. But you don't say that in a year's time I have to be here. So if in a year's time you are not there, what have you, are you not going to continue to work?
Sure.
Are you not going to be in the profession?
What really are you doing at Nordland?
I'm an assistant coach, and my job description is the transitional coach.
What is that?
The transitional coach is the coach who is responsible for the integration and adaptation of players from the youth teams to the first team, and also assisting in the training sessions and the match sessions of the first team and then the U19. Because if your U19 team is a credible U19 team, then it means your first team players are U19s. So always you have to be very interested in how to prepare the player from the U19 to the first team. Sometimes he plays a game there, and the next game he has to play in the U19. So if he played in the 90 minutes in the first team, and then the next game you ask him to go and play in the U19, what do you think his mindset will be? Would he just receive it normal?
No.
So it is your responsibility to always make sure that these players are of the right mindset, that they know that it's part of their development.
Does it also include like players moving from Africa into Europe and how they get?
Because you know integration is not only you coming from Africa into Europe. Integration is for you moving from one team to another team. Some of them even are from Norway, some of them are from UK, some of them are from Finland. They are white people, but I'm able to tell them that this is how you have to behave. This is how you have to go about it. In training, I know what sort of instruction I can giving to these specific players. In matches, I know how to relate to these players so that this player is always not emotionally affected or mentally fatigued, but he's physically well prepared, and then tactically he has a sound mind to continue to work.
At this juncture, we say thank you very much to Coach Didi Dramani.
Thank you, Tophic.
It's been a lecture, and I always enjoy it. And to disclose to you, he's one of the coaches who inspired me to be a coach. I have passion for coaching, and I started somewhere and I had to stop along the line. He's not happy that I didn't continue, but one day I may be back on the sidelines. With me this afternoon was head coach, former head coach of the Black Race, former head coach of Ghana's under-20 side, the Satellites, the Princesses and the Babies, and former coach of Asante Kotoko, Didi Dramani. We are very grateful for his time. This interview was brought to you from the VIP session of the Accra Sports Stadium. We say that you stay with us on FMIG TV as we bring you the best of interviews. Stay with us. We'll meet again.